RoundGlass is a global holistic well-being organization dedicated to empowering and enabling communities, individuals at every stage of their well-being journey. Our mission really is to create a happier, healthier, and more joyous world. It's a very big mission, but we've been working at it because our founder, Sunny Singh, had a vision of democratizing well-being. And that's exactly what we do here. We make sure that we create beautiful content and beautiful journeys for people to really accomplish their well-being, regardless of where they start at it from. So we're focused really on empowering people and encouraging them through all our content, all our journeys and experiences to really live a life of holistic well-being. And we decided to really go at holistic well-being from the point of view of what are the greatest challenges that people face? What are the greatest journeys that people face? And what are the pillars of well-being that we consider would be part of a holistic framework? So to start with, at RoundGlass, we believe that there is a focus. One of the most important things that I want to highlight about what RoundGlass does, which is very different from what everybody else does, is that it really looks at the research angle because we want to claim that we're evidence-based. And we don't just claim this, we ensure we are evidence-based. So we have all our content being tested by our research team of what we do is including sound, music, and different aspects that actually help us measure the alpha theta brain waves. Because once we do that, we can see whether we've been able to move you from high beta levels to alpha theta states. But this is something that we're doing, very behind our closed doors. We're not really giving that on the app, but it's how we test our material. So I'm very proud of that because it is something that I believe in. I think that if we're talking about holistic well-being, we really do need to talk about the evidence that we're using to measure what we're giving. We have additionally got an aspect of wisdom talks. And these talks are coming up more and more. And the whole idea is that, things that you wouldn't understand about, things that you wouldn't hear about, things that, you consider well-being, maybe just hearsay, but we're actually getting down to finding not only the teachers, but people who are researching elements of this, such as yoga. For example, everywhere that I look in the domain of yoga and meditation, there is a lot of exposure on Buddhist meditations, Theravada traditions, Mahayana traditions. And for us, it's been about go back to the source. So what is a 2nd century BCE practice is not being highlighted anywhere. And we're going back to those roots to find those people who can really talk about this from the beginning. So we want to pick the roots from the beginning. And my biggest joy is that I'm from India because India is the place for this. India is where this germinated. India is the bed of this knowledge. And it's actually hidden under a lot of covers, and we want to uncover those things. And we're doing that on an everyday basis, finding the people that actually have this innate wisdom, bringing them bringing their content out. And I've had people who, work on our content who are like, listen, this content is very heavy and people are not going to understand it. But again, my promise is that even the seeker who's been seeking for years has something that they will gain. The other area that I find very interesting and RoundGlass does extremely well is the workplace well-being. And the workplace well-being is close to my heart because I've always been interested in why 56% of people at the workplace are stressed. I mean, it's a place where you spend most of your time and it's a place that should be giving you joy. And yet at our workplace, there is very little mental health. And there's very little purpose that people find. And I think it's important for us to help companies navigate that, because when I was doing, workplace well-being before I joined RoundGlass, I would talk to a lot of senior leaders, a lot of owners of companies, and they would say to me that, hey, listen, we know all about this well-being, but we just need to tick off a box we're not really interested in helping people guide that journey, because we're paying them well enough to take care of those journeys of their own well-being, to take care of their own lives. But that isn't enough, because your company really has to feel extremely comfortable for everybody who's there. It shouldn't be a place that threatens you. It should be a place where you can really flourish, because you are spending most of your life at the workplace. So this actually takes me to the fact that, we have a robust survey that we do on holistic well-being, and really measure what well-being is in organizations. And this, there's a lot of, over the years, our results have shown over and over again what's missing, what's being done well, and what can be done better. And we've actually taken all those lessons from the results of our survey to build better solutions for organizations. In fact, this year we're going even deeper, where we're measuring every solution on the basis of individuals and on the basis of teams, and then on the basis of companies, and taking it to a well-being index as well. And the index really helps us understand what companies across the world are doing this well, and what are the various aspects that are being uncovered. And I think this is really important, because as we start moving forward, it is not just a feel good that a company needs to do this. It is our duty. It is our duty to ensure that every single person who's in a tribe, and I will call it a tribe because at work, you are a tribe. You're in that tribe, and we need to take care of each other. And that becomes really important, which brings me now to the fact that I want to take you through what our pillars of well-being are. So like I said, mental and emotional well-being, super important. And I always rank that as number one, because mental well-being is not only my passion, it's my purpose of life. I make sure that I can help people walk through their own mental health journeys and start to really feel good in their own skin. And this isn't easy. This isn't easy with all the disharmony that's around us, because environmental disharmony also bothers our mental health. Family disharmony bothers our mental health. And at the workplace, if people are not working well together, that bothers our mental health. So it's really important that we utilize our time in thinking about what is mental health, really understand how we think, how we feel, how we act, because all these things contribute to our sense of mental stability. And with mental health, one of the aspects that we really believe in is how do we grow resilience in people? How do we give them the skills to grow resilience? And one of the key aspects of growing resilience is really to distance yourself from the problem. So you distance yourself from the emotions, you distance yourself from the lack of control. If you found that, you distance yourself from the situations that are causing you to feel overwhelmed. And then you allow yourself to process. So it allows you, through meditation and mindfulness, to create that distance, to stretch that time, so that you can really start to hone in on building your resilience when it comes to mental health. Extremely important part of our journey of holistic well-being, especially through the pillars. We also have a very important aspect to highlight. When we start talking to companies about mental well-being, they don't really have a very good notion of how to help people. I remember in our survey, our workplace well-being survey in 2020, 2021, stress and anxiety emerged as the two biggest offenders of mental health. So it's really, and of course, we know that was enhanced because of COVID. We know that happened. We know that people in their homes, actually were unable. A lot of people were unable to cope with the changes that had to take place because of COVID-19, but they were also unable to cope with being cooped up together in small quarters. So it became quite challenging. Companies had to pivot. Companies had to help people feel better. And I had started in India a free helpline, which is called Wellbeing Volunteers United. It is still active. And the intention was that people can reach out to it at any time, call somebody and speak to somebody about their trauma or about the burdens that they were going through. And RoundGlass was also part of this. And it's important to know, and very important to note actually, that despite the fact that these kind of avenues are available, people don't use them. People don't use them, because they don't even understand what mental health is. So even though I'm saying mental health is really important, people don't understand what it takes for them to realize that they may need to seek help. So it's important to kind of educate people. So information, education, and communication is important in organizations. They need to start sending out information letters about mental health, allowing people to take surveys on their mental health, to build awareness that maybe even that stress that you feel every day is not 100% how life should be. You should be able to take a survey. You should be able to reach out to somebody, and just offering those services. I know that out of 400 plus people that were surveyed, 61% of people were found to have stress, anxiety, and depression. And the awareness sessions were available, but yet not too many people really took those sessions. And I think that's important, that even if companies are giving these sessions, people are not utilizing it because they don't think mental health is a concern of theirs. The other aspect that we have, of course, is physical well-being. Again, like I said, diabetes, physical well-being and emotional well-being are connected, because try being happy with a headache. It isn't possible. So I really do think physical well-being, which includes diet, nutrition, and includes healthy like workout habits and healthy habits, really. Corporates also have to pay attention to that. I mean, having standing desks, making sure that there's some meetings where they can walk and talk, making sure that they can provide a service or a gym membership or things like that. They can help people by even reducing the amount of fast foods that they offer in the cafeterias or canteens or whatever they have as a service that they provide to their employees. But even your own homes, start to really look at this pillar of well-being, because it is something that is visible and you can actually help yourself. And so not only a disease, but also prevention of disease takes place when you focus on your physical health. We also have social well-being. Again, I think one of our common statements is that there's, no man is an island. And if no man is an island, we need to make sure that we come together as communities and we respect each other and we're able to grow with each other and we find purpose with each other and we find meaning with each other. Again, this comes with the community at work. It comes with the community at home. It comes with the community even beyond your home, which is your communities of your residences and communities of extended family. This social well-being is of an important aspect. And I want to give you a snippet, right? I moved to from India, where I have a huge circle of friends and family, to Vancouver during COVID, and I had nobody there. I literally camped out at the tennis grounds to find people that were like-minded, because I needed to build my social well-being community. And I did. I found a community of people that I really wanted to be around, who thought like me, who were into physical well-being, who were into mental well-being. Because, if you're playing tennis, you definitely have some of those things as a tick mark, because you're doing something for yourself. You're taking the time for yourself. You are encouraged by sharing moments with others, and you enjoy life. And those are the people that I wanted to meet. And so I found that. And I think that so building your social well-being is important. It helps you feel grounded. It helps you feel like you belong. And it really helps you enrich the experiences of your daily life. Again, very important. At RoundGlass too, we encourage this, even just through our app. We're encouraging building communities, finding the people that are quite like you, being able to communicate with them. Even if it's communicating with our teachers and practitioners, we make sure that you have that capability of fulfilling this aspect of your life. We have our fourth pillar, which is really, more extended. It goes into community well-being, which is really the health of your society, like giving back to society, making sure that, so all the aspects of you being able to grow these skills to a little bit expanded, a little bit out of your social circle. So your frame of reference includes your social circle, but when you expand it one step further, that really allows you to build your community well-being. I am invested in community well-being. I am, and RoundGlass, oh my God, RoundGlass is totally invested in community well-being, especially all the work that we do in Punjab. I mean, we have taken a mandate of making Punjab the best state in India. And we do this through our education programs, our sports programs, our solid waste management programs, our tree plantation programs. And we're really putting our money where our mouth is. And we encourage people to kind of join us to be able to do the same. And the people on the ground, oh my God, they are so embedded in it. It's there. You when you talk to the people, and if you go online, you'll see a lot of our stories of our foundation work. You'll see the passion in their eyes. You'll see the mission in their body language, and you'll see the purpose in their hearts. And I think that is important, because it's all that. It's passion, it's purpose, and it's really walking the talk that makes our foundation just so beautiful, and also resonates with people across the world. And the Punjabi diaspora, and not only the Punjabi diaspora, I mean, here I'm getting to see this, it's also the Indian diaspora that's really very excited that there are people like RoundGlass that are working towards enhancing the community well-being quotient. As I mentioned before, financial well-being, super important. I mean, I also know this from a personal point of view as a counselor. When I have couples who come to me for therapy, a lot of times the break has happened in their financial well-being. And trust me when I say that financial well-being is important, because it links to mental health and your mental well-being. So when you actually think about your financial well-being from the beginning, think about how you want to invest, think about how you want to save, think about what you want to earn, think about how you want to earn, think about how to find that balance between your material needs and your financial freedom. It's very important. And I think that this aspect is not understood, because people just think it's about let's make money and let's consume. It isn't really that. In fact, our survey results found that 57% of the companies really were trying to conduct events to increase awareness around financial benefits. And that's important, because there is a step being taken in the right direction. 57% is quite high. When you look at our sixth pillar, that is really professional well-being. And professional well-being, again, is, as you know, it's self-explanatory because of the words. It is really how you are at your workplace and the kind of well-being that is there. And well-being really, refers to security, safety, and a fact that you can see your career path, it's going somewhere, and you're not stagnant. All these aspects come together out there. We have planetary well-being, giving back to the planet. Like I told you, we do a lot of work with our foundation through doing that. But I think that even companies have to be really aware of their carbon footprint and how they're impacting the planet around them. So I think these are very important. And we've lately added our eighth pillar, which is spiritual well-being, because all of this, when you get to a place where you've arrived at all these, you can grow to the next level. And that is really understanding your spiritual well-being, which is beyond just your purpose of work, beyond your purpose of mental health, physical health, beyond all these aspects. It's almost dissolving the boundaries between yourself and others. And that is when you get to that realization. And we are building such a lot of content that will lead you to that. And we're very proud of that. So, I mean, these are just to give you an idea of where we sit with our pillars and how we purposefully build you up utilizing all our pillars of well-being. When you come to RoundGlass, you will come to RoundGlass through our collectives as well. So we've taken all these pillars and we've made sure that our verticals or our collectives, whether it be meditation, whether it be Thali, which is food and nutrition, whether it be the workplace, whether it be end of life, all of it provides you with these various journeys, because it is important for us to be able to provide, to give you that spectrum where you can actually come in and start to embody this practice for yourself. It's important that we provide you with these aspects. So if you like to read, there are plenty of articles. If you like to watch videos, there are videos. If you want to hear and you're just auditory, there are a ton of content, which is just audio content. We also have live and on-demand sessions. So there's a lot of stuff that you can find on RoundGlass that will really drive this. But we have, again, every day we grow, every day we better ourselves, because we're on a mission to arrive at what our promise is. And we're really using technology to be able to track now what you do, what your journeys are. We use a lot of surveys to make sure that you are guided in your practice, and we can provide you with suggestions that will keep growing you. Our pulse of well-being really is drawn from our understanding and of what's happening in the world through the surveys that we conduct. And these surveys we've been doing for about 3 or 4 years now, and they provided us with a great amount of insight, like I mentioned right in the beginning. So I think it's also, when we give you our survey report, it's a roadmap. And I think business leaders really need to read it, because it is a roadmap to how to better their own well-being within their organizations. It's about not only what's trending, but also the best practices, and really helps to devise a holistic well-being program for your own company. And literally, you're able to receive this just by being a member. So it's important, when you're democratizing well-being at your own organization, that you understand areas, because you can then think about the brain capital. You can think about the enhancing the work environment. You can think about work-life balance. You can think about mental health. And not only can you think about this, but you can actually provide solutions by getting on to what we do. I want to thank you very much for listening to me. It's been really important that I shared this, and I'm really thankful that I have this opportunity to share all this with you, because RoundGlass is not a company. It really is a passion-driven organization, and every single person that you have met from RoundGlass, or you will meet from RoundGlass, will all talk the same language, and because they all walk the same path of holistic well-being. So thank you very much for listening in.